What's going on, coaches? Thomas here from MyCoach Ai, and in this video, I'm going to show you the best way inside of MyCoach Ai to build HIIT workouts. High intensity interval training workouts. Pretty straightforward and pretty intuitive, but it is good to just see the best way to do it once so you know moving forward how to build these types of workouts using our workout builder most optimally. We're going to get started right away in our libraries section here, and we're just going to walk you through an example, and at the end of the video, I'll also show you on the client side how this actually looks for them. So you see exactly how they would be walking through a HIIT workout. Here in the library section, I'm going to visit my workout section, of course, and we're going to just get started with a brand new workout template that we can then deploy in our programs, client schedules, etc. And we're just going to call this a HIIT workout for the sake of simplicity. And you can, of course, use this description here, which is fully visible for any clients doing the workout, to describe a little bit as well. If you want to call it a HIIT workout in there or explain a little bit how high intensity interval training goes in general, this is a great place to do it. This is something they'll read before they even get into the full workout itself. Now, of course, we can make any adjustments here to fit the workout. I'm going to skip that for now. That speaks for itself. But let's get straight into building the actual workout itself. Now, before we go into the exercises, you may want to add something like a quick warm-up. And that's where I want to get started right away. And you can do that very, very simply by just adding it as an exercise, but making it clear that it is a warm-up. Now, in this field here, I can, of course, include an actual warm-up exercise. If I wanted to do, something like a quick jog, I can absolutely select that as an exercise that we have in the system and then select it that way. And you'll see here with this icon that it's actually linked to an exercise. But the first thing I want you to know is that it doesn't have to be synced up like that. This simply means that they will have a instructional video connected with a description of the exercise, which can be very convenient, but maybe for a quick warm-up like a jog is not absolutely necessary. And maybe you just want to keep it a little bit more open and just tell them to do some type of warm-up on their own of their choice. I can just say warm-up. Right like this in here and not select a connected exercise at all. This here is completely fine within the MyCoach AI system. You don't have to have every exercise connected. You simply accept that when you leave it disconnected like this, that there's no video and description attached, which again, in this case, may not be a problem at all. So consider that in the way that you schedule your warm-up, these two different ways. And the second thing you should know about your warm-up and about what we're going to be doing in a second as well is that these fields here for the rep and set counts are very flexible, very variable, and can accept different types of inputs. We just kind of assume here, if you don't fill out anything else, that you mean sets and reps. But I can very easily say that my warm-up, so we're going to go with this one right here, is going to be just one single round, so not sets but round here, of maybe 5 minutes, right? So we do a simple warm-up of choice for the client, 5 minutes, one round. And again, it doesn't have to be reps and sets, it can be rounds and minutes, which will come in handy in a second when we're building the rest of our HIIT workout. The rest time maybe should be 0, or maybe we'll just do 1 minute before they get into the next exercise, and that would be our warm-up. Now, of course, you can also slide out this little section here using this arrow, to get the notes section, which you can use for any additional clarification. If you say, warm up, go easy, something like that, we can add that as notes to our exercise. And now we have our warm-up done. Now let's get into the actual HIIT workout itself. So we're going to be working with a structure where we're going to be working with essentially time and then certain rest times in between before you move on to the next exercise. So we're going to get started again by clicking add exercise to get into our first one here. And let's just say it is going to be burpees for the first one. So we search it up, we find our exercise, the burpee, and now once again, we can use these fields here very flexible because we don't have to initiate a certain rep count of burpees. We can simply do it timed. Maybe that is the way that we want to build it in our HIIT workout here. So maybe the burpees are simply going to be 2 rounds of 60 seconds of burpees, right? We can do it just like that. This is, again, completely fine in the system. It will track as such as well. So it won't track it as sets and reps. It will track it as rounds and seconds. And that's why this is so useful to use. Notice how we've already used 3 different ones: rounds, minutes, and seconds. All completely fine. Just make sure you're consistent with how you use these, right? If you misspell seconds on another one of them, that essentially creates a new thing that is going to track. So make sure you're consistent with the terms that you use here. And we have, of course, our rest time. So this is going to be the complete rest time after they do the burpees, right? So perhaps it is going to be 20 seconds for this one. Great. Now, your intuition may say that when you want to add the next exercise, that you can use the superset feature, which is of course broadly used for a lot of different styles of workouts in our system. So you can add different exercises to the same block, which would essentially be a HIIT workout. But that's actually not the way that we recommend doing it. Because what you're doing here, if you're going to be adding different exercises right here to this same block of exercises, the rest time is supposed to be for after every one of those items of the block has been complete, which is not quite what we want with a HIIT workout, where we want them to do a certain exercise, maybe for an amount of rounds, and then have them do a timed rest. So we're going to remove this again, and instead for our next exercise, we're just going to create a brand new one right under it, add exercise. Remember as well, you can slide these around, right, to keep things super simple as you're building them out. And maybe the next is going to be a push-up, right? So we select our push-ups here, and maybe once again, we're going to go with rounds. We'll just do one round right here, and this is going to be one round of 60 seconds once again. And then we can select, of course, our rest times. Let's do 30 seconds. Of course, this is all for you to fill out how you want to build this. But with that, we have added our third exercise. Now, once again, we can add another exercise here. Let's do the last one for this example, and we'll go with some jumping jacks, if I can spell that correctly. Let's see, jumping jacks, just like that. And then we once again go for our rounds and seconds. Let's do 2 rounds of 90 seconds here. We'll just switch it up a little bit and then set another rest time. Let's keep it at 30 seconds. That's about right. So very, very simplistic example of a HIIT workout. But the main things to note here is a couple things. Number one, you don't have to keep exercises connected. They can be disconnected and just have no video and description attached. Number two, very important, these fields right here are very much flexible and you can set them up in the way that you want to, so they can track different things, rounds, seconds, minutes, even things like meters or runs, right? Keep that in mind. Very, very important. And number three, you're going to be using separate exercise nodes for the exercise and then the rest time that you're going to be doing after each of those exercises. Now, of course, we could finish this up with a cool down or stretches. You can absolutely implement that in here as well. But just for the example of today, let's keep it at that, and you can build out the rest in your own way. And we're going to be saving this. It's called the HIIT workout. Now, let's just, to finalize this video, take a quick look at how the client sees this on their end to verify that it's really going to be a HIIT style workout as they walk through it. So just for the sake of showing an example, I'm going to go to John's schedule here, add a workout, select the template that we just have built, and now of course use the preview interface feature, the top right button here, to get into the preview of how this client's schedule looks. And then we're going to be able to find the workout right here on his schedule for today. Now, when we click into it, the first thing we see, of course, the title of the workout. And in this case, we didn't add much of a description, but that is the second thing that's immediately going to be showing for the client. So once again, make sure you utilize that if ever needed to describe how a HIIT style workout is going to go or anything they need to know about the workout. That's this field right here that you're seeing on the client side, right under the workout title. Okay. Now, it then gets into the actual HIIT workout. And we can see right away that it starts with 1 round, 5 minutes warm up. Super clear. Notice how there's no video play button because we, of course, kept this one unlinked. But that's no problem. We just see 5 minutes of a warm up as a client. We go in, we go and complete that, and then our 1 minute rest goes in. Now, very conveniently, clients can simply click these rest times between exercises to activate a timer for it. So they just click on it as soon as they are done with that exercise. It initiates the rest time and it counts down until they can then move on to the next exercise. And of course, when they click on this, they also see any notes. So they see warm up, go easy, making it even clearer. This is a warm up, not part of the HIIT yet. Then we get into the actual HIIT workout, right? So we immediately see 2 rounds, 60 seconds of burpees. We do, in this case, have our video attached and our demonstration description here. And of course, we have 2 rounds here that we can track as a client as well, if that is something needed for us. And this is the actual part of the HIIT workout. And once again, they can go in here, do 2 rounds, 60 seconds of burpee, and then just click this right here to start the countdown timer for their rest time. They complete that as well, move on to the next one, complete the push-ups, and so forth. Keep clicking the rest times every time in between to make sure that they stay on top of how the HIIT workout should go with those minimal rest times. But this is pretty much how they would be walking through it. Very easy, very simple to complete. It's clearly laid out for them when they should rest, how long they should do the exercise for. And that's, of course, the main points that we're building here in HIIT workouts, is that we're going to be working with a lot of times instead of necessarily rep and set counts, and that we want to be working heavily with those rest times in combination with then how long they're going to be doing the other exercises. The same as maybe something like an EMOM, right? Which you would build in a similar way. You could simply build them to be a certain round of 40 seconds and then 20-second rest, right? Something like that is very easy to build in this style. And of course, there's many other ways to build workouts with MyCoach Ai. You can build more traditional gym workouts. There's also possibilities to do pyramid training, Tabata. There's a lot of different options, and we will have some other videos that go over those. But for now, this is how you build a HIIT workout inside of MyCoach Ai. So I hope that was helpful. Keep these things in mind as you're building your next workouts. And if you want to see more in general about our workout builder or the whole MyCoach Ai system for that matter, go click the link in our description. You can go to our website. We have a lot more info there, even a free trial waiting for you. And of course, stay tuned on this channel because I'll see you in the next video.